Welcome to the second part of this Tutor to You GCSE Sociology catch-up session on in-school processes. In this video we're going to examine the in-school process of setting and streaming. Now what we're going to do in this video is we're going to define what setting and streaming are and examine the process of setting and streaming, as well as looking at some of the impacts of setting and streaming. We'll begin with the definition of setting. Setting refers to pupils being placed into a set class for a subject based upon their ability in that subject only. For example, a student may show ability in English but less ability in maths and therefore be placed into top set for English and middle set for maths. Streaming, on the other hand, refers to placing students into a stream or group of subjects based upon their overall ability. These subjects are all taught at a similar level, so if a pupil is seen as low ability, they may be placed into a lower stream for English, maths and science, rather than assessing their ability across a number of different subjects. This can also limit the number of qualifications and the type of qualifications that pupils can attain. The process of setting and streaming relies upon teachers assessing the ability of pupils over a period of time to try and make a judgment about their ability. Based on this perception of their ability, they are then placed into a set or stream based upon their level of knowledge. The argument for setting and streaming is that pupils of similar ability will be able to make progress at roughly the same time, and this means that teachers can spend more time focusing on improving all pupils, rather than catching lower ability pupils up and holding back higher ability pupils, as would happen in a mixed ability set. However, often the top sets and streams are populated by high achievers, who stereotypically are middle class, Indian and Chinese pupils. While often teachers have lower expectations of black and working class boys, and they end up in the lower sets and streams, which has many negative impacts on their self-esteem and motivation. Those in the top sets and streams are given challenging work and encouraged to achieve to their full potential. They're entered into higher tier exams and given additional work to prepare them for future study. In contrast, those in the lower sets and streams are given less challenging work, are subject to behavioural control, receive less encouragement and will be entered into lower tier exams or a limited range of subjects. For example, a top stream student may sit 10 GCSEs, whereas a lower stream student may sit less or be asked to sit coursework only qualifications such as BTECs. The impact of this is that pupils undergo a process of differentiation, where they become aware that they are being treated differently based upon their ability. Now, this leads to a second process, polarisation, where pupils are divided into polar opposites of good pupils and bad pupils, and this impacts on their ability to achieve. Sociologists such as Lacey have suggested that this leads to the formation of pro-school and anti-school behaviours and subcultures. Those in the higher sets and streams go on to achieve as a result of the positive reinforcement from their teachers, which leads to them developing pro-school attitudes. On the other hand, those in the lower sets are left feeling frustrated and unmotivated, and are less likely to catch up with their peers in higher sets. They also become aware of their lack of status, and this impacts on their self-esteem. A key study to use in evaluating this process was conducted by Stephen Ball. He found that the removal of setting and streaming led to a reduction in the formation of anti-school subcultures. When students were placed into mixed ability sets and were able to interact with one another rather than being polarised, this led to the reduction of anti-school behaviours and improved achievement of those who would have been in the lower sets and streams. That concludes the second part of this Tutor to You GCSE Sociology catch-up lesson on in-school processes. Our next video is on stereotypes and labelling, and I hope you'll join me for that.